Now, Germany says the European Union's considering taking in up to 1,500 children who are currently being housed in Greek migrant camps. In a statement, Berlin said it was willing to take what it called an appropriate share. Concern has been growing as they're either unaccompanied by adults or require urgent medical care. Tens of thousands of asylum seekers have been trying to break through the land border from Turkey after Ankara announced that it would no longer prevent people from trying to cross into the European Union. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is to meet with EU officials in Brussels to discuss the crisis, and he called on Greece to allow the migrants in.
Greece, I'm calling on you now. You too open your borders and get rid of this burden. Let them go to other European countries. There is no way out of it.
Let's go to Istanbul, where we join DW correspondent Julia Hahn. Welcome, Julia. President Erdogan is due to meet today with Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and Council President Charles Michel. What does he want?
Well, Turkish President Erdogan says he wants more support from the international community, from the Europeans when it comes to refugees and migrants. Turkey already hosts nearly 4 million refugees, most of them from Syria. And government officials here have been complaining about what they describe as unfair burden sharing. Let's remember Ankara and Brussels struck a deal in 2016 under which Turkey was supposed to stem the flow of migrants to Europe in exchange for money and political concessions. Now, Ankara says the EU has failed to honor its promises, so Erdogan now wants a better deal. What he also wants is European support in Syria, where his troops are fighting alongside rebels against the Russian-backed Syrian regime forces. He fears another large-scale refugee influx from Idlib, where hundreds of thousands of people have already fled to areas near the Turkish border. Now, the crisis in Idlib, and that's what many analysts say, is something the European Union has ignored far too long. Now, Erdogan has forced them to pay attention by opening his borders to the European Union for asylum seekers, how questionable that might be.
So what sort of conditions are migrants at the Greek border facing?
Well, starting 11 days ago, tens of thousands of people have moved to the Greek border, hoping to cross into the European Union. It's been 11 days in the cold with a plastic tent at most. People are relying on food aid there. It's been particularly tough for families with small children. We've also seen violent scenes playing out there. There have been many exchanges of tear gas and stones between Greek border guards and migrants. There are also reports that Turkish police has fired tear gas at Greek border police. Now, Ankara and Athens are trading the blame for a number of human rights violations there at the border. This is all happening while people there are desperate, while their hopes for a better life have once again been crushed by the reality of politics.
And when President Erdogan says he wants help from the support from the EU, what does he want? Does he want troops? Does he want money? What does he want?
Well, I think he wants money, but he also wants the Europeans to act in Syria. He has been calling for a no-fly zone there, for something like a safe zone for hundreds of thousands of people. So he's certainly also trying to get something there. The big question is, what will he get by the end of the day? The European Union has accused Erdogan of trying to blackmail the bloc. So there is a lot to talk about today.
Julia Hahn in Istanbul, thank you. We can get more on this from DW political correspondent Simon Young. Oh, welcome, Simon. Germany has been calling for a European solution to various migrant crises and problems since 2015. Not much hope of it happening just now.
Well, no, the efforts to find that common solution go on, and Germany's announced this plan, this humanitarian effort to take in up to 1,500 especially needy kids under 14 and the sick, and also those who are unaccompanied. And the challenge now is to find other European countries willing to do the same. The government is saying that it expects France to join in the effort, and there is some expectation other countries will come into. Luxembourg has already been mentioned, but it's talking about a coalition of the willing. I think the point is, at the moment, it's very difficult to get people to join that, and certainly the German proposal doesn't amount to a sort of binding arrangement within Europe. So within Europe, it's still very difficult to get a unified response to the refugee question.
Right. So when will these children arrive in Germany?
Well, that's hard to say at the moment. This plan has only just been announced today. Discussions go on, particularly at the European level. But what is clear is that there is much readiness here in Germany to do that. Just the other day, 7 mayors of big towns like Cologne and Düsseldorf, Potsdam and Hanover announced that they were ready to take in specifically these needy children. And there are many, many local authorities across Germany who've said they want to do something to help these refugees from Greek camps, and some of them have said that they're already making preparations to receive people.
Thank you for that. DW political correspondent Simon Young.